This is my review of The Sims 4 Cool Kitchen Stuff. This is a part of a series where I review every single pack for The Sims 4, including all of the older ones. The Sims 4 Cool Kitchen Stuff is a pack about jazzing up your Sims kitchens, giving them a new look, giving them some new clothes, and coming with an ice cream machine. Starting off by taking a look at the Create a Sim clothing. The cast in this pack is very reminiscent of the Sims 4 base game. In that sense, it is pretty tragic. The only nice thing is a pair of jeans. Everything else is pretty bad, and you're probably never going to use anything that comes with this pack from the cast. All of the items come with a good amount of swatches, don't get me wrong, but that still doesn't really save the cast from looking very nice. Apart from the jeans and my favorite kitchen apron, everything else is bad. It doesn't really come with a consistent theme, and I don't think it was very cleverly implemented. If you're a cast player, I do not recommend this pack at all. It gets a 2 out of 10 for the cast. Taking a look at build mode, Cool Kitchen Stuff has a very modest amount of build mode stuff. Surprisingly small actually, especially compared to most other stuff packs. This is one of the smallest ones. Despite being a pack about building kitchens, it actually has more cast assets than it does building assets, so I'm not really sure what's going on here, but it seems like the pack vision wasn't perhaps executed very well. It's basically a modern kitchen pack, the only true modern kitchen in the game for that matter. Even though it doesn't come with much stuff, the stuff that is included in the pack is all really nice, especially the counters and cabinets. I do admit the top cabinets can be quite overbearing because all of them are very open and weirdly very bright. I personally often pair the regular counters with a different cabinet to resolve this, but it's not a major big deal. It contains some nice decorative objects which can be used in tangent with the base game clutter to make your kitchen spaces feel a lot more clean and modern. The pack also has a table and some chairs for a matching modern dining room. All of the swatches in this stuff pack are nice. They're mostly neutral greys and wooden swatches with a couple of more wacky colors. My favorite item in the pack is the flower vase, although I wouldn't buy a pack just for some flowers as that would be crazy. The pack comes with an overhead oven hood, although it only works on low wall heights. They should have added a medium and tall wall height version of this, because most modern homes do often have a medium wall height. This is a very disappointing oversight for me and makes it relatively unusable for most modern builds. I also think they should have added different wall height versions of the light that comes with the pack too, as it would have suited a lower ceiling hanging version. Even though this pack is grossly underpopulated with assets for build mode, I'd say it's actually a really nice pack. If you already own Spa Day and or Dream Home Decorator, and preferably Dine Out too, you'll be able to create a modern looking kitchen without the need of Cool Kitchen Stuff. But for what it's worth, I think it's a really nice pack, and if you're a builder and you enjoy modern builds, you definitely won't regret getting Cool Kitchen Stuff. With that being said, it is a nice pack for build mode, but it's certainly not essential unless you're like a hardcore builder. Even then, it's quite underwhelming. I'd give it a 6 out of 10 for build stuff. Taking a look at the gameplay, the pack comes with an ice cream machine, and that is basically the only gameplay that comes with the pack. Weirdly, it's actually quite detailed though. There are loads of different flavors to choose from, although you need a high cooking skill in order to make some of the more extravagant ones. Once the ice cream is made, the tub is put in your inventory, although you can put it on a kitchen counter for anyone to try. Once set on the counter, you can choose a topping for it and a garnish, and you can choose to eat the ice cream either in a cone or in a bowl. Your Sim's favorite garnish depends on some base game traits they may have. There are literally so many different toppings and garnishes, it's almost impossible to know which is correct, and it only results in a tiny moodlet buff anyway, so it does not really matter. Now, certain ice cream flavors have different effects on your Sims. There's actually quite a few, so I couldn't possibly explain them all in one particular video. However, the majority of them are just very basic things, such as very small moodlet buffs or changes. Some of them are a little bit more interesting. For example, the taste of diet ice cream actually reduces your Sim's body weight when eating it, or the haunted mint ice cream increases the chance of a ghost visiting you. Dragon's breath ice cream actually results in a chance that your Sim will be set on fire whilst eating it. They will also regularly breathe fire for some time after eating it. Another one is Chilling Mocha. As you can see, my sim went totally blue, and it also lets you freeze other sims after eating it if you like to do that. Although it's not the same frozen effect as the freeze ray gun in The Sims 4 Get to Work. It's just basically turning the other sim blue. Another interesting one is a plant matter ice cream, which turns your sim skin green. Contrary to popular belief, it does not turn your sim into a plant sim. Even though the effect borrows the plant sim animation, it basically just makes them look green temporarily. The majority of flavors do not have any gameplay consequences at all, and the ones that do only really give your sims a small moodlet change after a few hours. Definitely not enough to really be worth messing around with. I wouldn't say it's enjoyable at all. Making your sim's skin color change to blue or green is a funny quirk to begin with, but most certainly not the reason to get the pack. If you own Dine Out, you can sell ice cream in a restaurant, and you can sell it in the different forms, for example, in a cone or in a bowl. Also, if you own the High School Years pack, the expansion pack comes with an ice cream vendor, although the ice cream in this pack is different to the ice cream in Cool Kitchen stuff, and it's not a cross-pack feature. I personally think Cool Kitchen stuff should have come with some extra gameplay, such as a usable recipe book for making experimental foods, or maybe a dinner party event, or a new branch of the author career, making and selling recipe books. I think these would have been small but really nice additions to the pack to make it a lot more bloated and meaningful. Right now, I wouldn't really say there's that much gameplay that comes with this stuff pack, and I don't think it's justifiable at all for the gameplay. It's certainly one of the weakest stuff packs when it comes to stuff pack gameplay in The Sims 4, and there are a lot of better ones to choose from. Gameplay is interesting, but certainly not a reason to get the pack. It gets a 2 out of 10. This pack did not bug out once for me, first for The Sims 4, and it was very relatively intuitive. So in terms of performance, it gets a 10 out of 10, a score that's very rare from me when it comes to performance. So in terms of my overall opinion, total conclusion of the pack, it gets a 5 out of 10. Cool Kitchen stuff is a very weak pack in terms of features and definitely very underwhelming. The only reason I'd say get this pack is if you are a builder. I personally like making modern kitchens, and I definitely don't regret buying it just for the build mode stuff. Having said that, if you are not a builder at all, and if you're solely a gameplay or cast person, this pack will not change your life at all. This one, for me personally, is just one for the builders. I have a playlist full of brutally honest Sims 4 pack reviews, which is updated regularly, so make sure you check that out. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.